I didn't plan on doing a full moon video today, but I said, like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to extend some very good and very high vibrations to y'all. This Ben singing bowl I like to use during full moon cycles. I also have this Nang Champa burning, so I'm really at ease right now, but I like to burn this or spin this and sing this and churn this or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I like to invite my ancestors to come and play with me. I like to use this as a form of purging, of cleansing. Its frequencies like pulse through your body. You can feel it right here at the palm of your hand. You can feel it. You can feel all of the vibrations, all of the energy traveling through you, through one hand, through one arm, and then with the other you feel this one, and you feel like, for me it feels like combining. It's like a visual representation or auditory representation of manifestation for me, because you can see, like, this is what I'm manifesting, you know what I mean? This is what I desire, this is what I want, and I put it to this bowl, and I take my time, and I'm patient, and I keep at it with that repetition, with that practice, and my manifestation is the sound, the vibration, the frequency that it gives off. And this is a pretty high frequency. When I bought this Tibetan singing bowl, I was really drawn to how high that this can go. There's many different tones that you can, you know, have different frequencies. This one is pretty high. A friend of mine has one that's pretty low, and it's all based on the shape and how hollow your bowl is. And you can also, some sticks are like wood only. Now it has this soft spot on there. You can still manifest it with wood. And something cool that you can do, if you've ever had a wine glass and you had some water in it, you can use your finger to create sound. It's beautiful. But all of that is just to say that today is a day of cleansing. It's a day to release all that is no longer serving you. We know this already, and depending on what type of astrology that you follow, whether it be tropical and the full moon being in Libra, or if you follow Sidereal or 13 sign astrology, the full moon is in Virgo. And personally, I've been feeling a little more connected to the Sidereal astrology or 13 signs astrology, and feeling I've been having total Virgo vibes. And that's interesting to say, because in astrology, my birth chart, in tropical astrology, my moon is in Libra, and then in 13 sign astrology or Sidereal astrology, my moon is in Virgo. So either way, I'm very much so feeling this, and I'm wanted to take you guys through a ritual that I like to do, and just in case you guys wanted to do it tonight. So the full moon is gonna last today and tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna post this video tomorrow or today, I don't know, depending on how quickly I can do it, so that way y'all have time to still do this. As you can see here, this is a quick this is gonna be a quick ritual. This isn't my full nighttime ritual that I like to do, that will be filled with candles and again with a singing bowl, a crystal grid. But as far as crystals go, where is my crystal? As far as crystals go, the only crystal I brought out here was my clear quartz, just so I can have a balanced energy going into it. Because what I plan on doing right now, since earlier in the day, I'm burning some Nang Champa to get me a little more mellowed out, to get me comfortable with my thoughts, to get me just in the mind state of tapping in to my spiritual self. Because, you know, all day I've been working and going to school and all this other shit. So right now, what I like to start it off with is a quick Tibetan singing bowl frequency. If you don't have a Tibetan singing bowl, you can search up different binaural beats or frequencies on YouTube and zen yourself out to that. Sit with that, sit and rest in that, you know, for at least 10 minutes or however long that you can go, but I recommend 10 minutes is a great amount of time to sit and be comfortable in that. You can allow your mind to wander. A lot of times we get caught up when we think of meditation that we need to clear our minds. That's just only one form of meditation. That you don't have to clear your mind in order to meditate properly, whatever that means, you know what I mean? There's plenty of different forms of meditation. I highly encourage you search and look around for the different types and which ones that you feel like will be most beneficial to you. You can definitely use different forms of meditations for different forms of healing or centering yourself, or etc. But yes, I like to start mine on with some frequencies, whether I'm making it with my Tibetan bowl or if I am playing it off of YouTube onto my speaker, having some frequencies playing. I like to sit and zen out, and after that, after I feel more grounded and more planted, I would then bring up, like, you know, I would take either my journal, or I have 2 different journals, so whatever, that's besides the point. I would take my journal and I would sit here, since you have this clear mind now, and think of all that no longer serves you, all that you need to release, any blockages, creative, mental, emotional, spiritual blockages, and simply list them down on a piece of paper. So I'm gonna do that with y'all right now. I'm going to place that there. So what you should do, something that I didn't really think it was that important was having your own journal for the moon cycles. I didn't think it was that serious, but I ended up having an extra journal, so I was like, all right, I might as well just dedicate this one journal to my new moon and full moon manifestations or release, or, you know what I mean, my releases. So what you want to write down, to have a quick example, you want to have very, very, very direct statements. So I release, and you want to spell it out, you know what I mean? So I release something that I feel like I need to release is self-doubt, and that also aids in trusting my gut more, right? Trusting my intuition. So I release self-doubt and self-pity. You know, I feel like I can give myself a fucking pity party all day, and it doesn't even have to say self. Honestly, I release doubt and pity. It could still work out. It's whatever, however you feel is necessary, because sometimes I feel like it is necessary to doubt others or to pity others or whatever. You never know, shit. You never know what type of situations we're gonna be in. So I put self just so that way I can direct these things inward. But that's just an example, and I'm going to continue to write on about all the things I release or I want to let go of, or anything of that nature. And sometimes it gets really deep, so I like to do free writes with my journal, either during this, something usually sparks me to do it while I'm doing my list, or before or after, or whatever. But I like to free write, and at first it seems very like redundant, like you're not talking about anything while you're journaling, but really what you need to do is just allow yourself to journal for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes, challenge yourself for 2 minutes, then for 5 minutes, then for 7 minutes, then for 10 minutes, to write without picking your pen up. It could be about anything. Like right now, if I were to write, I'd be like, I'm talking to y'all, so you guys are just getting an auditory version of what I would write down. So I'd write, so today I had a pretty good day, and, you know, I went to class. Those are cool. I realized that a lot of the classes that I'm in are all interconnected, and a lot of my curriculum that I'm learning in one class overlap to another class, and it's helping foster my retention in certain fields. But aside from that, I'm feeling very vulnerable and very free. At the same time, I feel very open to the world and very receptive to my friends and to other people's energies, and I don't really know how to to guard myself right now, but I'm also praying and trusting and having faith that there aren't any entities or any energy or beings that will want to inflict any ill intent upon me. So I'm allowing myself to flourish in that, etc. So you can see how it started off very vague and very general, and then it started to get deeper when I started to dive into my thoughts, and that's just me talking off the top of my head. But it works way better when you're writing it down, because you're not even thinking about, oh, I'm talking to a camera, like breaking the whole fourth wall shit. You're just allowing yourself to flow. And after that, I like to let that sit, let all my thoughts simmer down, and then immediately after I do all of that, I like to express a lot of thanks and give and express gratitude for all that I have and that all that I've been granted, and just a time for thanks. And because the full moon cycle is not really a time to ask. You're supposed to be reflecting and releasing and things of that nature. So during the full moon would be a time where you would ask for guidance. You would ask your orishas, or you would ask your ancestors, the gods, the goddesses, and Shiva, and whoever. You'd ask your higher powers, or the higher powers, or your higher powers. They're the one and the same almost, but yours can include more or less than what society thinks is the higher powers, or what you think, or your friends, whatever. Nonetheless, it's a time for me to express gratitude and to give immense thanks. Sometimes I like to do sun salutations, or new moon sort of appreciations, and just allowing myself to feel. So then I would immediately get into some form of prayer. And in reality, it doesn't matter how you pray or who you pray to, as long as that the thing is that you are conscious of your reality, and you're conscious and you're aware of your abilities, of your gifts, for all that you have and even don't have, and still being grateful, and still expressing that gratitude and that love and appreciation to be alive and to be present in each day, right? So that being said, I'm gonna do one with y'all, but it's gonna be quick for the sake of time, because we're already at 14 minutes and I didn't expect it to be that long. I don't know why my videos are being so long lately, but I mean, if y'all gonna watch, then I'm gonna speak, and that's just how it's gonna go. So just a quick example of how it would go. Usually I'd be done, and I'd either sit in child's pose. For some reason I like to sit in child's pose whenever I pray, or because I feel like it allows me to be a little more grounded and rooted with the earth. So I like to lay just like this, and either have my forehead onto the ground. I have my blanket here because I had to come into the cuts in order to make this video, but I like to lay and just give a lot of thanks. You can say them aloud, or you can say them in your head, but for the sake of this, I'll say a couple out loud and then I'll get back up, so that way it's just not that fucking odd. Or I'll do it sideways so you can see what it looks like. And I'd lay and have a crystal in my hand, and I'd lay. I just want to say thank you to my protectors and my angels, my orishas, my ancestors, the gods and goddesses, who allow me to navigate space a little more freely, a little more comfortably, allowing me to breathe and be here in good health. I want to give thanks to all that have protected me and have guided me throughout my journey, throughout my spiritual, academic, and mental, emotional journey. I want to thank the universe for allowing me to wake up and work on being my greater self, my best self, each and every day. I want to thank my friends and my family and my thousands and hundreds of supporters, and all who, regardless of if they know me personally or not, who support me and send me energy. Thank you. I want to send immense thanks for allowing me to just be able to be wealthy enough to breathe and eat more comfortably, to navigate space, to, I don't know, I'm making this shit up, but just because y'all are here, but you get the point, right? I like to lay like that and connect and give thanks, because by placing, I like to place my forehead onto the ground or onto the grass, or you know, on my blanket or whatever. I like to make sure it's planted on the earth in some way, so that way it's sending direct signals from my third eye chakra to the earth, and also keeping, you know, by doing so, you still have that somewhat vertical spine, so you're gonna be pulsating, you're gonna be feeling good. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna cut it short. We're at 17 minutes now, and that's just a quick full moon manifestation, or full moon or ritual, I should say, to do if you don't have that much time. Say if you can just spare yourself 20 minutes, you know what I mean, that's something that you can get done today or tomorrow while this full moon energy is still pretty vibrant. And that's something that I totally recommend. I didn't really plan on making this video, but I was sitting out here and I had my GoPro, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make it, and I'm already vibing, so why not share my vibes with them? So yeah, peace on you guys, love on you guys. You already know what it is, man. Peace.